everybody! One of the highlights of summer for me is the blackberry season, and we're in the middle of it right now. So, on this episode of From What I Gather, I'm making this ridiculously delicious and equally easy to make blackberry cobbler that everyone's gonna love. So let's get started. Well, it's early August here in the Pacific Northwest, and that means our blackberries are at the peak of their ripeness. So, Luna and I are out here at our secret spot, and we're going to see about picking us a bunch of these blackberries and then go home and bake us up some delicious blackberry treats. Holy moly! These apple trees are loaded up. That is going to be awesome this fall. So that's something to look forward to, and these are pretty darn good too. A lot of apple trees down here, but only about 5 of them have really good apples. The rest of them, those are for the deer. Not real big berries this season, probably on account of the lack of rain we've had, but still plenty of them. That's about 10 minutes worth, not bad. Oh, yum. Oh, there's a bunch over there. That should be enough. Get in here and get these guys, and that should be enough for today. There's always time to come back and get more, at least for the next couple of weeks. There we go. We got about 4 pounds of berries here today in around 30-40 minutes, which isn't too bad. I've definitely seen better, but this is also plenty to go and make some nice treats. So, we'll go home and give these a nice rinse, and then we'll see what we can do with them. Come on, Luna. We've made it home with our beautiful fresh blackberries, and now I'm going to put together a little cobbler. Now, there are a lot of different recipes and ways to make a cobbler. This one I've probably done the most because I think it might be the very easiest one. And it starts with 2 cups of fresh or frozen blackberries, to which we're going to add, and here comes the easy part, 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of whole milk. So that's very easy to remember. We're also going to add in 1/2 stick of butter that I'm going to melt, and 1 heaping teaspoon of baking powder. I've got my oven preheating to 350 degrees, so let's put this batter together. And I'm going to start with that flour and the baking powder, and I'm going to whisk that together really well. Now I'll pour in the sugar. Also, just a pinch, 1/4 teaspoon or so of salt, because a little saltiness is going to help bring out the sweetness, believe it or not. Now, I'll add in the cup of milk. It's kind of about the same consistency as a good pancake batter. And we'll bring in the melted butter. We'll just stir that together, and it's just that easy. Yeah, that's that. Now, I like to do this recipe in a 9x9 baking dish or the equivalent, so I've got this oval one that's roughly the same dimensions, and I'm going to start by buttering that up real good. Keep this from sticking too bad. And now That batter goes right in there. Now we're just going to sprinkle those blackberries over the top of this, all around. And now this goes into our 350-degree oven for 50 minutes, and then I'm gonna take it out, sprinkle some sugar over the top, and pop it in there for another 10 minutes. So it looks good already at 50 minutes, but now I'm gonna take it and sprinkle another few tablespoons of sugar on top to give it some nice crunch there. You can use plain white sugar, but I like this sort of chunky raw sugar for a little extra crispiness. Now work quickly and throw that on there, and then right back into the oven for another 10 minutes. Looks great and smells incredible, but it is far too hot to go digging into right now. I actually like to get this to cool down to where it's just barely warm, so I'm gonna let this sit for at least 30 minutes before I go trying to dig into it, but probably more like an hour. Alright, it's just barely warm, and now it's finally time to get into this. I'm pretty excited about it too. So I'll just get a nice scoop of this here. Oh yeah, there's some good crackle around the edges and from that sugar on top. How about that? And of course, I have some delicious vanilla ice cream. Oh my, that looks great. Now let's see how we did. It looks and smells incredible. Let's get some of the crusty edge, definitely some gooey blackberry, and some of that vanilla ice cream. Woo! Now there's a bite. That is summertime in a bowl. Well worth heating the whole house up for. The crust along the outside has got a nice crustiness and chewiness to it. You get a lot of crackle from that sugar on top, and of course the blackberries. Beautifully sweet and fresh. Oh, absolutely wonderful. Now this cobbler is really almost kind of a hybrid between a cobbler and a buckle. It's not quite as crusty and crunchy as a buckle, and a lot of times when you think of cobbler, you got that layer of blackberries and then the topping floating around on top, almost like dumplings. But this is absolutely wonderful, and it's so easy to make. You'll find yourself making it over and over again. Well, I really hope you've got blackberries where you live, and if you do, I hope you try this, and I know you're gonna love it. Thanks for watching.